Bum, bum, bum. Okay, I think I'm back live. Yeah, this is it was a really weird thing. There was no indication of being an outage, but the electricity went off. Not only for me, my house, but for the whole block and possibly even a lot more than the whole block. So that's what went down tonight. And it happened. So my wife came home and then we just went to dinner. All right, so I don't hear any sound. So let's see. Oh yeah, we
Foreign
can hear
aid to
sound now.
Ukraine is an important policy that supports international order, the very
So
same
let me
rules-based
post this.
order that Trump now is demolishing. The US and Europe have provided over 250 billion US dollars worth of military aid and financial aid to Kyiv. Now, US and EU together, and the number is still 250 billion, where Trump gets his lie of 350 billion and demands of Ukrainian minerals worth of 500 billion. It's just an orange man fascism speaking. It's a blatant lie. This 250 billion contribution combined from the EU and US has definitely saved the country, saved Ukraine from a quick annexation by Russia. So far, Ukraine has been able to deoccupy large swaths of land since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. However, the most important issue is that this aid needs to be increased, as Ukraine must have a better position for any peace negotiations. It is time for Europe to lead the free world from now on and also take on the leading role in the path.
I totally agree with them. It is time for Europe.
My friends, thank you for watching. In the name of
to lead
and against the
to lead Europe
fascist from the White House, stay with me. Stay subscribed.
Oh, he's ending his stream. Yeah, I totally agree with this. As we're waiting for people to come on and say whether they want to just hop on, I'll give them the link, or if you want to do the music quiz. It is time. It has been, unfortunately, it's been time for Europe to step up, and they haven't. They haven't. And that's on Europe. It's unfortunate. I love Europe. I love the freedom and democracy Europe has. Well, I'm not going to say Hungary, but pretty much all the countries in Europe. And that includes Norway, Sweden, Finland. I love the democracy they have. A rules-based order where they all have their own culture. They may not agree on anything, like on everything, but they have mutual respect for democracies. They have a rule-based order, which is being threatened now. And don't kid yourself. Don't say that, oh, Russia just wants Ukraine and then they'll stop. If no one was there to stop them, they would not stop. It's not because they gained some morality saying, oh, I conquered Ukraine. Now I'm going to stop because now I know it's wrong. Of course not. They're not going to do that. But yeah. So we have a couple options here. My house and, well, at least the block went out of power. And I've even heard it was much more than the block that also went out of power. And now the power came back on, so we went to dinner. I got a beer there. I think it was a Stella Artois. I asked the waitress, the server. Now they're called servers. Now they're not called waitresses anymore. They're called servers. I asked the girl. I said, "What do you recommend?" I one of the two of the 10 or so that I saw on the list. One of them was Stella Artois. The other one was, I think it was Blue Moon. So I showed her those two, and she said, "Oh, my favorite is Stella Artois." I was like, "All right, I'm going to order that one." So I think that's what I got. Ah, darn! This he's about to end his stream. What else do we got here? Oh, this guy Paul Warburg. He's very good. He's a very good analyst. It certainly puts me to shame the way he's able to take in for information and then convey it in a very, very succinct way. I do like
so we're seeing a trend with Donald Trump right now that a lot of people are finding very confusing. And I'm not just talking about people who are opposed to Trump. I'm also talking about ardent Trump supporters and pretty much everybody in between. Where Donald Trump is now on a very consistent basis implementing paradigm-shifting foreign policies that have a massive impact that he then reverses within a very short period of time.
He's generalizing what Trump's doing. He's saying, yes, he introducing this policy and paradigm that in a very short period of time, and I've never seen this video before, but I can interpret what he's saying. He reverses policy. Tariffs, anyone? And then after he reverses it, his whole staff comes out and say, "Oh, this is five-dimensional chess. This is what he meant to do all along." Which is so funny.
Before those foreign policies have even had the time to achieve their stated goals and the stated desires that brought about the policies in the first place. I describe this as sort of whiplash policy, where things just change so quickly that people cannot even keep up with them. And this whiplash policy is causing some very interesting trends, where America is accumulating the baggage of these decisions without getting the positives that the decisions were supposed to bring in return. And what I mean by that is, as these policies are implemented and then reversed, pieces of the negative outcomes remain, but the positive things aren't achieved. And it is progressively making the United States weaker with every single decision. And the latest iteration of that has, in my view, permanently weakened the position of the United States when it comes to global trade. And that's what I want to talk about in this video.
That's what I was afraid of. I was afraid that what we're doing could, when we say permanently, it's not permanently, but if it's going to last 20 more years, what do I care? I'm going to be dead 20 years from now. So for me, 20 years is permanently. What we're doing, a lot of things we're doing with allies, a lot of things we're doing with the financial markets are causing less people to be very wanting to invest in stable things.
The specific foreign policy I'm talking about right now is obviously the recent whiplash approach to tariffs, which in recent days has created some unprecedented trends. Where just yesterday, we were looking at one of the largest single-day stock market crashes in U.S. history as a result of the market reacting to Donald Trump putting tariffs on literally almost every country.
Yes. Hey, Hi.
Hey, Daisy.
Hey, Sean. Ding, ding. Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Did you? Yeah, I was going to say, I read something today where it said that the bonds markets were manipulated by an effort by both Canada, Europe, and Japan.
I've heard China and Japan. I have not heard Canada or Europe.
All right. Did you hear that?
So when you say
that was-
manipulated, it's an interesting word to use because the bonds markets, when you
Yeah.
have bonds, all you could do is sell the bonds, right? That's the only thing you do. And when you sell enough bonds,
Yeah.
it does make the United States Treasury yields go up, which
Yeah.
is something the United States does not want to see. So if you do get enough people selling bonds,
Yeah.
that absolutely could happen. Now the rumors, this is going back about 4 days ago. The rumors were first it was a Chinese. Then the rumors became it was Japan. So I don't know who sold bonds. Now the United States would absolutely know who sold the bonds.
Well,
Yeah.
I heard it was a coordinated effort between Canada, Europe, and Japan.
Okay.
That they started selling their bonds, and it really raised the interest rates.
Yes, that's possible. I don't know for sure. I'm sure it'll come out because if you get countries buying bonds during the offering period, like there is no, you cannot hide behind a fake ID when you buy the bonds. There are. It's not like they just sell one bond. They literally sell like 100 different products at each offering. And from that, they'll know who owns the bonds, who bought them. And then, when they sell the bonds, they'll be able to tell.
Yeah.
But like, why would the US be upset with any country that decides to sell their bonds? It's just an asset. It's like a stock, Yeah. If you're not happy with your investment, you could sell it. You know what I mean?
So it lowers the price of the bonds.
Well, when you sell a bond, it raises the yield that the government has to pay. So the next person that buys a bond, they get a higher price.
All right.
Yeah, it kind of works. It's kind of different from stocks. Like if a lot of people sell a stock, if you want to sell yours, you're actually not getting a higher price for it. If a lot of people are selling stocks, it makes the price go down. Then if you're going to sell your stock, you're getting a lower price for it. Bonds kind of work differently. When bond prices go down, yields go up.
What do you mean by yields? The profits.
So a bond, there's something called a coupon price for a bond when you buy it, and we're talking about U.S. bonds, not James Bond. Actually, I don't know how much I want to go, but as people sell bonds, the U.S. government has to have the prices, the yields for the people that own the bonds go up, which encourages more people to buy. But if a lot of people start selling bonds and no one's buying at the higher yields that the bonds can give you, that's a huge warning sign, and that's why Trump was notified and changed his whole tariff policy. It's a totally different product than stocks.
Yeah.
But one thing in the world order, one thing has always been that any country could do is they could buy treasury bonds from the U.S. government. And they've known that it is the safest product in the whole world. The U.S. government is not going to collapse, and you're guaranteed to get your 3%, 4% per year. And for some countries, that's huge. Some countries They don't have the ability to get 3 or 4%. Maybe they'd be lucky to get 1% or 2%. So they could invest their money in the U.S. Treasury and they could get the 3 to 4% per year. A very safe product, backed. And the reason it's backed is because the only reason they would not get paid is if the U.S. government collapses.
Yeah.
Like why would you even get a bond in Russia right now for 7%? You know, if there's a 50-50 chance the Russian government's going to collapse in the next year, even if they say they're paying 7%, that you're probably not going to make that risk.
Yeah. So it's a very safe bet. I'm just grabbing.
Well, in the whole world, it's been, certainly for the last 40, 50 years, it's been the safest bet of all to invest in U.S. Treasury products. I hope I explained it okay. Because one of the hardest things about bonds, Treasury bonds, is when people sell off, that actually makes the yields go up higher, which makes it more enticing for someone to buy. Totally unlike a stock. Like if you were thinking of buying, let's say you want to buy Tesla.
Yeah.
And you see all this bad news come about Tesla. I don't know. Would you really be interested in buying Tesla, even if it goes down 10 points, 15 points, 20 points? Maybe you'd be interested if it went down 100 points. But even then, like if Tesla goes down 100 points, something's really, really bad.
Yeah.
And as a side note to SOS Chris, yes, I saw. My wife actually told me the news as we were going to dinner, and he is now exempted smartphones tariffs from China. Yeah, which is you tax you set up all these high tariffs on China, and all of a sudden you carve out things that are really, really important. But maybe China just says, you know what, we're not going to import these products anymore to the U.S. for a while. So China's looking at this as a weakness anytime that Trump is saying, oh, we're going to exempt this. So the only reason Trump is exempting smartphones is because of what would be the political pushback of what these things cost. It's all about that.
Yeah, they could stop exporting.
Yeah, well, China still has a lot of things they could do.
It's funny because you'd think there'd be a tariff on luxury items, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I know we're the U.S. is saying, oh, they should allow all of our products into the EU. You know, the beef. They don't allow our beef into the EU, and they don't allow our chickens into this, and they don't allow this into that. But at the same time, the U.S., thanks to Elon Musk, we do not allow Chinese cars. It's not like we tariff Chinese cars into the U.S. We don't allow Chinese cars into the U.S.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. There's a company as big as Tesla. We do not allow them to go into the US to compete with them.
Is that BYD? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or as Michael Jackson would say, PYT.
Pretty young thing.
That's right.
Yeah, that's creepy.
PYT.
No, like that's not good.
Pretty young thing. Yes, this car company's young.
No, he was. Yeah,
it's young.
Yeah, but the legacy.
And his name is Ding.
The legacy doesn't really. It doesn't really substantiate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pretty young thing. and what his lifestyle was about. Yeah. He never had a childhood.
Yeah, he was put on the stage very young,
Yeah.
as a pretty young thing.
So he craved childhood.
Yeah, someone say he craved others' childhoods too. But, well,
That exactly, yeah. Yeah, in a very negative,
controversial. I would say controversial is a better word to use than negative.
yeah, in a very yeah.
So no one has posted they wanted a music quiz. I don't even know. Do we do a music quiz at all at this point, or do we just talk for another few half hour, see how it goes? I don't know.
I've only just seen the chat. Chris is here. Chris could come on the panel.
Well, what I do earlier today, before I knew this electricity outage was coming, I prepared songs to do like a music quiz and stuff. I was pretty excited about it, and then, as it turns out, 2 times before I went live, my computer crashed. Not because of the electricity. It crashed 2 times, just because it's my computer. And then I came on and I started talking, and then the electricity went out.
So there's lots of obstructions.
Mm-hmm.
There's been loads of obstructions
Yeah.
to the stream.
Then we went for dinner. And then just came back a few minutes ago.
Where'd you go?
Applebee's.
What's that? What kind of food is that? Oh.
Applebee's is kind of like it's a chain. It's kind of a chain.
Is it like Sizzler?
I'm gonna say no, because there's no
salad
bar or anything bar. It's okay. I would say it's generally, for what you get, it's overpriced.
Applebee's. Just looking it up. Applebee's.
Yeah. It's kind of like a generic American chain thing. Overpriced food. Underfed waitresses.
Okay, so head turning. They do. What'd you get?
Oh, I did. I ordered a beer. That's all. Actually, that's the only thing I ordered. I just had one beer. It was what was it? I think I got the Blue Moon. I remember asking the waitress. I had it down to 2, and I wasn't sure which one to get. And I asked the waitress, server, sorry, which one do you like better? And she pointed to that one. I think it was Blue Moon. So, okay, I'm gonna have that one.
All right. So it's steaks and burgers.
Yeah, it's kind of like American cuisine.
And you ate nothing?
Nah, I wasn't that hungry today.
Okay. They do chicken wonton tacos.
I don't know if I want my wontons mixed with tacos. I like my wontons in wonton soup.
Broccoli chicken Alfredo. Steaks. And
yeah,
dessert.
they have a menu. They have menus like two. You get 2 things for 26.
Yeah. Did you go for the 2 for $25?
Well, it's 2 for 26 here due to inflation.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I didn't order anything. My wife and one of the kids had the 2 for 26.
All right. Did you drive? Did you? Or?
Nah, I was in the back seat.
Okay. Who was in the front seat?
The driver.
The driver and the passenger. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Oh, it was very good. I'm glad we went.
You what? Or
Wait, say it again.
it cuts out like on my phone. Like
My my microphone cuts out.
yeah, but it's my phone, I think.
Oh, okay.
And you said I'm, and then I didn't hear. You just said I'm something, and I said you're what? About Applebee's. Maybe you said I'm chuffed, or I'm pleased, or I'm happy, or
Well, I would say I'm not contagious with gonorrhea,
okay. Oh,
which
that's
is
good.
not something some other streamers can say.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see Ron was streaming earlier?
Yeah, I actually did. I did catch a little bit of it. This is before I went live, so I guess I caught him around what was it, like 4 o'clock my time.
All right.
A little bit. He was already pretty gone. Oh, when Ron gets like really drunk, I generally don't have any interest in coming on.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets too drunk. There was so he was streaming and I went on, and then Paul, who's resurrected, went on.
I went on to Ron's stream.
Yeah, and Ron just started. Yeah, don't know
Oh, what
why.
did Ron do?
Just started
What did Ron do?
he started giving him a hard time, and then they had an argument, and
Come on, Ron.
and Paul from Resurrected said, "I'm coming for you when you come to Thailand."
Oh, great.
Yeah. Do you remember that used to happen all the time with Steph? Like people saying, "I'm coming after you when you come to Thailand." Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do remember he he didn't hold back when he wanted to talk about someone.
Mm.
Mm.
No. I was looking at Applebee's. Applebee's 2 for $25. It says on their officials their official site.
That's in the. I think that's in the cheaper part of the U.S. Here, it's now up to 2 for $26.
2 for...
But it's okay. It's the same food. It's the same food. It's just it's easier. It's cheaper to get in some parts of the country, but it's still really expensive. You can get a chicken sandwich. Literally, yesterday, chicken sandwich, McDonald's, as good as Applebee's. It was $1.50. There is no $26 that has to be spent. $1.50.
A chicken sandwich from McDonald's, or
Yeah.
$1.50.
Yeah. It's called their McChicken.
I thought McDonald's was expensive in America.
Well, it depends what deals you have.
Yeah.
Everything now is expensive without an app. Without an app that you could order online, everything's so freaking expensive. Yeah. So you're right, it is, but there's still deals if you keep up with technology.
Yeah.
Even fried rice. I just ordered like fried rice literally a month ago. It wasn't the expensive stuff. It was like pork fried rice. It wasn't even like the expensive beef. Pork fried rice was $9.
Pork fried rice.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's the best place around, so they could charge. I guess they could charge what they want.
Yeah, I had Chinese last night.
Oh, what was her name?
Her name was Sarah.
I was gonna say something old.
Sarah Wong.
Hmm.
Sarah Wong. Sarah. Sarah.
Oh, darn, we only got 4 on. I don't think we're going to be doing a music quiz tonight.
I'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, maybe we'll try it tomorrow. I'll be on. I'll be on for another 20 minutes or so.
Motivation.
See if this is.
I remember this. It was like an 80s song. Sarah, Sarah.
Okay, who was this band?
Oh,
And what
actually,
year did
I
it
don't
come out?
know. Yeah. I actually don't know. I know the band, but I don't remember. I don't remember which band it was. Jefferson? Was it Jefferson Starship?
No. Yes.
No. Was it really?
It was Starship, yeah.
Was it
When
Jefferson
they
Starship?
Jefferson
Or Starship?
Airplane, and then they became Starship?
Yeah,
or-
I do remember they made that transition. Okay. At some like little nook and cranny of one of my brain particles, it did sound like something from Jefferson Starship, but I was wrong. It was just Starship at that point.
So what, they went from Jefferson Airplane to Jefferson Starship
Yeah.
to Starship.
Mm-hmm.
The evolution.
We built this city on rock and roll.
Isn't that?
That was a good song. We built this city. I did like that song. Not this one. Nope.
Did anybody answer that in the chat?
No. Hello, hello. Is there anybody out there?
Did anybody answer that in the? Sorry. That was my phone.
That's fine. Just nod if you could hear me.
Yeah. So Chris is here. We can do a quiz between us.
Well, I'd like to get at least 5 to 9 on before doing a quiz.
5 to 9.
Coming up with all these.
Did you
all
put
these
down the
lyrics.
live?
It's hard. It's actually hard.
Did you write this as live in line? Yeah. Yeah, Chris did. Yeah. Live.
Well, if it doesn't work, certainly. If it doesn't work out tonight, we could always try it again tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's awake. So that was a mostly European group.
Yeah. Are you enjoying your time off? Your temporary time off?
I think I'll be retiring. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've got to work out what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll be, probably hopefully get into music again. Get into making some music.
Are you able to do, like, if you have friends and they want to do like gigs somewhere, are you able to do that?
I've got a few friends that I can
Nice.
with Otherwise, it'll be more recording and performing.
Mm-hmm.
So see about that.
I hope it works out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then hopefully more time in Australia. So I'm hoping to go to Australia in winter.
Yes, me too. I hope you make a stopover. I'm not going to say what month or mid-month in January it is. I'm not going to say exactly when your stopover could be, but I would hope it just happens to coincide with the time that I'm there.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah. The Gogas will be there when next year. Did Goga say he's coming next year?
He's coming. I don't know if he's going to be there in January. It might be tough for him to go in January, but based on prior history, he could be there very early February.
All right. Will you be there early February? Or
yeah, I'm going to be there mid-January to mid-February.
Oh, okay.
If all goes according to the plan.
Yeah.
Which it should be, unless like there's some major medical condition or something that pops up. I should be there.
Yeah. So what do you think of Mark Carney?
Oh, for me, as an American, I think he's taken a very strong stance against Trump, which I like. Very strong stance against America, which I like. Yeah. So generally, I like him. I think Canada should have a very strong stance against what our evil dictators are doing here.
Yeah. It looks like he's going to win the election. I mean, they're not going to be the majority party.
Well,
they're not overall majority, but
they went from the Liberals went from almost no chance of winning to either like 50-50 or maybe even slightly favored. Maybe 55 to 45 chance of winning because of everything. It has nothing to do with Canada politics. Canada's politics has everything to do with the U.S.
Yeah.
Because remember, the Liberals were losing by like 30 points easily. And then some guy who rubs Cheez-Its and Cheetos on his skin, I'm not going to say who it is, totally flipped the balance of power in Canadian politics.
Right.
Hey, Sean.
Who's that in the chat?
Sean the Sheep is in the chat.
All right. Sean the Sheep is around. It's good.
You want to come on, Sean the Sheep? I have that cued especially for you, Sean the Sheep.
It's a good song, isn't it?
I like it. How could you not like that?
Cuts to the chase, you know what I mean? Like there's no need for words. Yep. No, I discovered that tune. Don't know, when I was on one stream, and I don't know why, but I looked up Taliban music,
Yeah.
and that was the first song that came up, and it was very funny.
Ba-da-bum, 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 ba-da-bum. Oh, I didn't even post the. I did post a link, then I unposted it because political issues. You know how it works. I'll post it again. We'll give this stream a little bit a resurrection. Sounds like Sean the Prawn is kind of working on his last lymph nodes here.
Me?
Yeah, oh, me too. I've been ready to come on. I've been on for like 4 hours, but I the power went out.
You went to
Applebee's. Applebee's. Yeah.
Not Arby's.
Not
Applebee's.
Arby's. Oh, we went to Arby's. We would have got out there with like a $15 bill, but we went to Applebee's, which is like a $50 bill. I didn't even order food. I had one drink. It was $50. But that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me change the background here a little bit. Virtual background.
I like that background.
What do you want to see? I could do Earth. There's two pictures of Earth.
And you put pineapples. I'd like to see pineapples.
Pineapples? I don't have a fucking pineapple on. What do you mean pineapples?
I'd like to see pineapples behind you.
I don't have pineapples. I could do Egypt.
Why don't you have pineapples? Everyone has pineapples.
I don't even know what pineapples are. I could do this Egypt. I could do this Egypt.
You know what a pineapple is?
Not my streams. I could do like.
Do you know what a pineapple looks like?
Yes, I actually do. But
good.
I don't have a background with pineapples.
All right. I'd like.
I like this one. This is actually. Hold on, I have to change this. Like the.
Can you give me a background with pineapples?
There we go. All right. This is the best background of real Egypt. This is actually a real picture from Egypt.
Yeah. All right, that's good. Yeah. Do you have a picture of Thailand?
Oh, many.
Like with the sea and the beach and coconut trees. You have one?
I don't have that. What's filmed in Pattaya stays in Pattaya.
Yeah.
I'm probably on someone in someone's stream as a background image. Because there's just so many people that go there and take pictures. I'm probably on someone's at some point. Someone's stream. But I'm not on any Taliban streams.
Good tune.
Yeah.
Many happy memories. Yeah.
Many shiny happy people.
Mm. Shiny happy people everywhere.
Yeah.
So Shaun the Sheep, are you coming on?
Bum bum bum. He might not.
All right, he's not.
My hat. All this time, Sean, my hat isn't even. I've been looking like a fool all this time because my hat is not even lined up with my head. Damn.
It's lined up with the pyramid at the moment.
What the hell am I going to do? All right, Sean Sheep. I'll stay on.
What is it?
I have to get a refill. I'll stay on. Sean Sheep's coming. I haven't.
What
talked
does your
to him
hat
in a
say?
while.
Yeah. What does your hat say? Is it?
Oh, Philadelphia Flyers. It's a hockey hat I got.
Philadelphia Flyers.
It's like it's a American hockey team.
Are they good?
Well, not lately. They used
Yeah.
to be. They used to be really good. But not lately.
Would you say they were so good? Would you say the Philadelphia Flyers were so good that they were flying?
They are so good. I would say they are one of the best 30 teams of all time in professional hockey.
And how many are there in professional hockey?
32.
Oh, right. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So it's a very good percentage.
Yeah. So they haven't lost everything.
Yeah, it goes year to year. You never know.
Yeah. Okay, you go and take your piss.
Yes, thank you. Hold on, let me stop my camera. I could still put on. I'll put this on until I come back. This is a good, very, very good song. Okay.
I got to for myself.
Oh yeah. Okay. You coming back?
Hopefully in one piece. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see you soon. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I'll just play. I don't even have this guy back on yet. I'll just put Paul Warburg back on until we get someone back on. Window. Looks like that one. Share.
On Earth.
This is
which was then followed by this morning's decision for Donald Trump to remove those tariffs, or rather to pause them for a period of 3 months. Although they weren't totally paused, they were just reduced to a level of 10% rather than the recipient.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. We did not pause tariffs. Oh, you know who we paused tariffs on? Oh, we paused tariffs on Russia. We paused tariffs on North Korea. Woo! Yes! We really know how to show the bad guys something.
Reciprocal tariffs that Trump was going to announce. Now, I shouldn't have to say this, but it bears saying at the forefront that neither of these things are good. It is obviously not good when the stock market has record-breaking single-day crashes, but it is also equally not good when it then bounces back with single-day record-breaking gains. Because what this signals is a massive amount of volatility in the stock market and a market that is open to manipulation, and therefore a market that is not dependable for the kind of institutional, long-term strategic thinking investors.
And all the people that are foreigners, they know this. They know this is market manipulation. And that's exactly what is subject to going on based on when you have a branch of government that can say something and it just manipulates the markets like that. Terrible, terrible thing. Not good for stability.
That make up a huge percentage of the capital in the stock market. Put bluntly, what we're seeing right now is somewhat unprecedented in US history, where a single person, a president, shows that they have the power or the ability to manipulate the market in one way or another based on their own personal whims.
This is what he's saying is so true, but it's so dangerous. Like, we have never experienced anything like this in our lifetime, which is why a lot of us don't even know it's a problem.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back.
Sorry. I'm just gonna mute again because I'm.
No, that's fine. I was going to kick off. I'll kick off Paul Warburg here.
In the chat,
right. It's so insane that we're manipulating markets.
Sean the Sheep is backstage.
Is he really? Oh crap! I didn't even see him.
It's okay. I've been backstage longer before on other channels.
Hey, Sean. Good talking to you.
Can you hear me okay? I'm on a different phone.
Hold on. Let me give you an official introduction. Ding, ding. Hello. Welcome.
Oh, the 7-Eleven. Okay, sorry. I'm a little slow. Took me a little while to get that reference.
Oh, no problem. If you're thinking about slow, you should look at the people that come on to Ron's stream.
Yeah, I have. I tend to just sort of skim through his stuff. A lot of times I'll wake up in the morning and I'll see that he's been live since like 2 a.m. after I've been in bed. And I'm like, holy crap. And then I'll just kind of like skim through it and just sort of watch it. It's like one of those flip books where you watch like the images go really fast and it'll be Ron drinking and then slowly falling asleep. And then slowly people will jump off the panel and it'll just be him sleeping.
Every night. That's every night. I streamed tonight. I was on. He actually closed it.
Yeah, I think I saw that briefly. I didn't listen in, but I saw you on there. Yeah. He
arguing with even Paul.
Oh yeah. Before I jumped on, I heard you guys talking about Paul. I would have liked to have seen that. I don't, because I like Paul's streams. I don't know about you guys. I seen Sean you in there a few times.
Yeah, it was. I don't know anything about Paul. Of what Sean said today about him, but
he used to come on Steph's back in the day under Smoke Bar Patong. That was his name. Him and Steph used to troll each other. It was just for fun. Like, and he came on and he did a panel with Steph, and I was on, and it was pretty fun. He's got a good sense of humor, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Paul does. Yeah, he just lets things. He just lets things go. Like, he just doesn't care, kind of. But he's not like mean. Like, he's not like I don't like, he doesn't like say like harsh like insult people or anything like that. He just sort of just whatever. Like, he just has like a whatever attitude. Yeah.
Well, he kind of went at it on tonight. Ron was just pricking him in every wrong way. Like, Ron was like, I don't care, you fucking here. You know, what are you talking? You know, like, he was just negative all the way. And then he must have said something about Paul's mum. And then Paul Yeah, Paul got incredibly, and
Did you have to say she's Taliban?
Well, detail. No.
Yeah, well, I'm like you guys. I heard like I tend to stay away, or I try to at least stay away from Ron's after he's had. Usually, I think it's over 2 beers. That's it for me. Especially if nobody else is on the panel, then you're the only one. That's when you want to sort of just silently back out.
Well, I just kind of check how many eyes are open on Ron. You know, once one eye is shut, it's pretty much lights out.
Yeah, he tends to he'll depends what kind of day he's having. Then he'll choose someone on the panel to go after for no reason. Like, okay, Ron, I'm just gonna quietly leave.
Yeah, he went after Paul.
Yeah. Poor Paul.
And then Paul got good. And then Paul was saying, if you come to Thailand, I'm coming for you. And yeah, kind of ended a violent promise.
Oh, really? I can't see Paul being like a violent person. I don't know. He like when he yells, like when him and Steph used to go back and forth with each other, it was just like trolling, kind of like he would. A lot of people would think that he was taking it seriously, but he didn't. He didn't care. I think he just said it like, I don't care attitude. Like it's just boredom, and he's admitted to that too. He says, sometimes I only come on here because I'm bored. He says the chat provides me entertainment because I'm bored.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah. You can only do so much drinking, right? If you're not working in Southeast Asia and you don't have a family or anything and you're over there for a next certain period of time, it comes to a point where, you can only do so much drinking where you're like, I gotta do something else.
I agree. No, I totally agree with that. It doesn't even have to be in Southeast Asia. Like, it could just be so bored. You just be so bored.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
That's true. I find Southeast Asia, like Thailand, for instance, is unique. Like, for example, like exercise and stuff, like you can't do that outdoors. And I'm not a gym person. So the closest thing I can see being done outdoors is swimming, like in an outdoor pool, like trying to do like laps in a pool or something. But that's just my opinion in terms of recreation. Mm-hmm. Getting so-called fresh air. We do take a lot of things for granted, in the West, when you stay in those places for a while. Mm-hmm. Like the air quality and the drinking the tap water and stuff like that. Sometimes you miss that.
The air quality here in the U.S. is very good. Well, certainly where I live is very good.
The first time I stayed in a Thai apartment, it was modern, but I was like, but in the kitchen sink, I turned on the tap and I sat there waiting for the hot water. And I was just sitting there for like a minute or so. I'm like, it's probably gonna take a while. And then I'm like, oh, maybe because this is in Thailand, maybe I got the tap on the wrong way, so I turned it the other way. And then I asked the person I was staying with, I'm like, where the hell is the hot water? And they're like, there's no hot water. And I'm like, there's no hot water. And then I asked a few other people later on, and they said, yeah, most of the kitchens and the sinks don't have hot water. It's normal just to have cold water. It's only the shower and maybe some high-end hotels that have hot water in the sink. I was like, oh, okay.
How much were you paying that place? Or?
I wasn't paying anything. I was sort of
the guy who was staying with was paying the bills.
And I was complaining that there was no hot water. Eventually she kicked me out.
Good. I'm glad you said she.
Are you just a gigolo?
No, I wasn't a gigolo. I was looking just for a place to stay. It was her idea.
What did President Xi say?
She kicked me out. There was this one night. I told the story before on. I can't remember whose panel it was. So she had an AC in her room. Then there was an AC in the living room, and then there was an AC in the second bedroom where no one was staying. And there was this one night where she was just snoring all of a sudden, really loud, like.
Everybody take your positions, please. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3.
This isn't me. I don't know who this is. My guess is this Sean.
Hey, another spectacularly captivating world premiere video.
Sounds like David Lee Roth.
And you can only see it here, live on Dave TV.
Oh, did I get that right? I remember this from like 20 years ago.
You got it right.
I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
No, I heard this clip. And it sounded
They're
like
trying to tell a story.
many years ago.
This is about your lifestyle.
To me, it totally sounded like David Lee Roth.
This is a song about your lifestyle, Sean.
Oh, okay. Have you guys ever seen that movie Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo?
Yeah, I did.
It's kind of a funny movie.
It was good.
It's so it's so dumb, but yet so good.
I like that. I like that at the very end, the bad guy shot an arrow into the girl, and then she pulled it out, and the fried chicken came out.
Oh yeah. I actually, that was one of the first movies I saw in the movie theater as like a kid too.
Yes, and you went to your parents and said, "Do they really? Fried chickens really come out of there?"
No, I didn't go with them. They would never see a movie like that. It was a friend who had like sort of like more, I guess you could say, liberal parents. He asked me, you want to go to a movie? And my parents were like, no, you can't go to a movie by yourself or whatever. Get help. But we ended up going, and must have been like.
Are you just a gigolo?
I wish. I think being a male gigolo would be a crappy gig because all you would get is ugly women. And then you'd have to pay taxes on it at the end of the year.
Oh, especially if you're importing foreign women. In America, you have to import even more taxes.
Yeah. That's definitely true. Have you guys done your taxes?
It's complicated.
Those are the worst years.
Yeah. So the answer is no.
Uh-oh.
It's not my fault, but there's something going on where I can't do it yet.
Okay. I get it. Sort of. Yeah. Well, the days are counting down. Sort of.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't think I can get in trouble for it, but I just have to.
They usually don't. They're usually pretty okay. As long as you pay. Like, that's what I've heard, at least. I've never been audited, but I've been reviewed twice. And it's not fun.
Yeah.
But I've heard that if you're just generally upfront with them, and if you've got like a good accountant, I don't know how complicated your taxes are, but if you got a good accountant, then it should be okay.
Our taxes are very, very simple.
Oh, okay.
The problem is when you have dependents that file a certain way, you cannot file.
Right. Oh,
And
okay. Yeah, you've got
that's a
all.
big problem. That's a big
Yeah.
problem. So I
See,
can't
I
even
don't know anything about all the dependent stuff and all that. That's where I would be going to an accountant, being like, you gotta, once you show me once, then yeah. But I get it. Yeah. Want to maximize how much how much you owe, or how much you can maybe get back, or who knows. Yeah.
So hopefully this is all going to get worked out, and I don't have to go to jail.
So, yeah.
No, it's very unlikely.
I wonder if anyone's actually.
I didn't actually do anything illegal. I just filed a certain way, and we'll see.
I think most people don't go to jail anymore for tax evasion unless it's really bad. It's like, I know, like Nicolas Cage.
And Wesley Snipes.
Yep, he's another one. And the guy from Rush Hour, the black guy, Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Those three apparently never paid any taxes in their entire life. Because with the movie productions, they don't take anything out, and then you're going through your agent and your publicist and everything, and I guess none of them get told, hey, you better have an accountant that's taking care of your finances for you. They just go out and they buy all this stuff, and then 10 years go by, and then the taxman comes around and goes, you owe a certain amount of money. And Nicolas Cage, I think, has had it the worst. That's why he started doing all those independent movies, because he's trying to pay everything down. But seem to take anyone to court.
Damn it.
Did you eat dinner already?
No, we went out to dinner. Like, the only thing I had was a beer.
Yeah, that's your beer.
We went to Applebee's, and then,
I asked. Oh, you went to? I haven't been to Apple. I only went to Applebee's, I think, once in my entire life. I was younger.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like a generic chain.
Yeah, like an Olive Garden type of deal.
Oh yeah, actually, I like Olive Garden more.
Yeah, people give Olive Garden a hard time, but
yeah, I don't know. Why. They give you all the soup and salad you want when you order soup and salad.
Yeah, or the bread. Isn't it breadsticks? No, it's breadsticks.
And breadsticks. Yeah. They do.
Like, you can't go wrong with that, and it's better than Chili's.
How much is soup and salad and breadsticks? How much is that at Olive Garden?
It's complimentary. So when you get a meal, if
you get a meal, he's right.
You get to choose. Would you like soup, or with it, or would you like what is it? Salad and more breadsticks, or the breadsticks already come, or something like that. It's been a while since I've been. I try to cut down on the heavy stuff. But I don't go out as much as I used to since COVID. I spend most of my time, when it comes to having a drink or socializing, on StreamYards, which
me too.
It sounds kind of sad, but at the same time, it's a different world,
It is.
Like,
it's absolutely fun. Yeah.
And it's just more. It's more comfortable too. Like,
I'm gonna go AFK for about 5 minutes. I have to go get something to eat because I'm starving. I didn't eat anything, which of course is bad on me. But
are you gonna get? Does that mean you're gonna get another beer? No, I'm just joking.
No, definitely not beer. I'm gonna get food and then come back here.
Okay.
And then see if anyone wants to play the Taliban music.
Is that part of the music quiz?
Yeah. It probably would not have been part of the music quiz. I already have the questions laid out, but unfortunately my electricity went out like for 3 or 4 hours ago, and then that's.
Oh yeah, I heard you saying that. Yeah.
I'll be back. I'm just gonna go downstairs and see what's available to eat.
Okay, me and Sean will take it from here.
You and Sean. Yeah, you and Sean.
We'll flash the channel back.
Oh, you can do that. You can do that. I've only had my account since 2006. There's nothing like a Kaboom.
So
there are no more people named Sean that I trust more.
What about if Sean the crayfish comes?
Don't let Sean the camel on.
Is now a good time to flash or like?
I'm not sure. I think we should do a democratic vote. Only Sean's get the vote.
I got nobody.
Someone was telling me that a couple weeks ago that, because I don't watch as much as I used to, but I'm trying to keep up as best I can, that someone's going around with an account called Sean the Elephant. Like, as a reference, I think, to being fat, maybe, or something. I don't know.
I haven't seen that one.
I think it might have something more to do with me than you, maybe. I don't know. Or it could be both of us.
There's been quite a few Seans, so.
Yeah. Remember when we used to talk about Sean in Wonderland?
He's a legend, isn't he? Like.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to him. I don't think CC talks to him anymore.
He's a bit like the Fonz, don't you reckon?
Yeah, he kind of does. He looks like almost like a Middle Eastern version, of the Fonz, kind of like he moved. I don't know.
And he had Charlie in a trance.
In a what? A trance?
Yeah, in a trance. Yeah, he had him in a trance.
Like,
the Charlie, like, obviously stunned, and yet drawn to Sean's power. And so Charlie just was like, his mind was boggled. It was marbles all over the place.
Yeah. He looked up to him. He was a father figure to Charlie.
And yeah, so what happened was, like, in Charlie's mind, Sean was the Messiah.
Yeah, I would agree with that a lot. Yeah.
And he would follow Sean to the market, and Sean would buy food, a lot more food than he normally would. And then he would take the food back home, and he'd cook the food. Oh, and Charlie was even then. He was paranoid by the power of
Charlie to eat it too. My favorite was when Charlie did a stream and they went to what was like. Do you know Home Depot? So apparently they don't. I thought it was Home Depot, but they don't have Home Depot in Thailand.
Yeah.
But it's basically like a large hardware store where they sell like plywood, any type of renovation material.
Yeah.
It's like a grocery store except for just like renovation materials, like things like electrical stuff or whatever, and appliances, that type of thing. And they walked around the store for like an hour doing a stream where he was following Sean around. And after about an hour, he said, "Yeah, Sean's got a lot of work to do." And after about an hour, Sean ended up buying tape. That's all he caught. And I was like thinking to myself, what the hell? Yeah, like, what was the point of all of this? And I watched the entire thing too, and I was thinking to myself, I got to think about what my life is going into.
You got to remember, Charlie was in a trance, so.
Do you want to come on and say hi?
Charlie wanted to. just wanted to video Sean.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had a non-sexual crush on Sean.
He definitely did, yeah. And he used to call him
oh crap. I thought I muted myself.
No, I think you're back. But I don't think
I was just asking my wife if she wants. I told her like I never get Sean the Sheep and Sean the Prawn at the same time. I said, "You want to come on and say hi?"
We're just outlining the power of Sean.
Yeah, we were thinking about Sean in Wonderland, how much power he had over Charlie.
I remember Sean in Wonderland. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
kind of like when I look at Sean in Wonderland, it's kind of like Miami Vice never died.
People started calling him Joe Pesci, and I was laughing. He was just eating bananas. He'd say, I don't know.
I'd say he's Mafioso.
Yeah, he's the new he's the Messiah. He's the new Messiah.
And he's Mafioso. He is, what's it called in Sicily? He's this. Fuck, I read a whole book on it.
Oh, like a mob, like you mean like a Godfather? Maybe no, or it's a Sicilian.
The Sicilian word for mafia is different to mafia.
Right. Okay.
There's another word. Fuck, I can't believe I can't remember that.
Gogo would be the one I know that would know this one.
Book on it.
Was it recommended to you by Sean in Wonderland?
No, but it was all about. Yeah.
Hey, we got a couple of people on now. Thomas Crown, Truth Warrior, Internet Monster.
I'm gonna have to.
You know when Internet Monster's here, he's bored as hell.
Yeah. What happened here, Monster? Like the other 16 streams you went on today, they all crashed.
It was just at one point last night. I was bored, like looking for a stream to go on to, and Ron's stream like died out. I think he was the only one live, and there was like 5 people in there. And I wrote a comment in there. I forget what it was. And Internet Monster was like the only other one in there. We were just still like, I was like, this goes to show how desperate we are. We're looking for a stream to go to.
Whose stream was that?
It was on Ron's. Wait, he was doing delivery driving. So there was like nobody watching him, and the stream kept cutting in and out.
Yeah.
You should be watching that Tina Turner video. We don't need another streamer.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'd rather watch Sean in Wonderland.
Oh, Internet Monster, you watching the hockey team? What is it? Boston College and Western Michigan. Two great teams. I think they both have like between them over 20 people going to the NHL. Great teams. I haven't seen the score or anything, but I do know that the two for the finals is 2 hockey teams. Yeah, like BU and I think like a team from Michigan. I was impressed. I was impressed with the number of people going to being drafted in the NHL. Sorry, I'm eating as I'm talking.
I think Ovechkin just beat. Did he? I think he just beat Gretzky.
Yeah.
As
I saw unfortunately, it wasn't a game that went so good for the team, but yeah, it was impressive.
I'm curious to know. I keep forgetting to look it up. Some Monster might know, or you might know. Does that include shootouts? Because they changed the rules before, like when Gretzky retired, and the NHL changed the rules where
No, I don't think shootouts would be included as a goal.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering. Because then I'd be like, that doesn't count.
You just
Like,
get to get a goal like every single game.
Okay, right.
But if Western Michigan's up, that's an upset because like Boston University is considered one of the best. One of the best academic. I shouldn't say academic. One of the best programs for ice hockey. But Western Michigan beat the number 1 overall seed, if I remember right.
Oh, nice. Michigan. Who do we know from Michigan?
Gretchen Whitmer, who Chief Charlie said.
Charlie, no,
I'm not going to get into that.
He calls her Meg Whitmer. Meg Whitmer.
Oh, I saw that post. Yeah, that he did. He's trying to turn political. This is his new niche. He's trying to get into economic talk.
Yeah,
I know he likes the economic talk. He tried to come on Steph's once when me and him were talking just about economy, and he mentioned he was enjoying it, but Steph wouldn't let him on. And I'm like, Steph, Cheap Charlie's backstage. He's like, no, it's a fake. I'm like, it's the real one. You can see him in the chat. He's got the check mark next to him. No. Trust me, I've been doing this a long time. It's a fake. I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah. He's also said to me, "Are you the real Ty-Z?" Like, you would think that he would even know if I'm the real Ty-Z.
Yeah. I told him afterwards. So I'm like, why don't you let on Charlie? I'm like, your numbers would grow. And he's like, yeah, you can come on. I'm like, but he already left. Wait, it's like 10 minutes went by.
Steph banned me twice, I think.
Oh, he's banned me. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm still banned.
I know Anders Bergman has been asking him to unban him for like 4 years.
Yeah, if you ask to be unbanned, he won't unban you. Yeah, you have to just wait until he, at some point, where you end up talking to him.
You have to know someone.
Yeah, and then he'll go, "Oh, you're banned? Oh, okay, I'll ban you right now." It must have been one of my rogue mods. I have so many troll mods, and you're like, okay. I remember one time he blamed, he was like, "It's all Ty-Z. Ty-Z probably did it." I was laughing. Don't know. Ty-Z's one of the last people that would ban someone.
Yeah, I don't ban anyone. The only people I banned were back in the day on Steph Stream. There would be bots that came in and said like XXX, look at this, or something tube. I don't know.
Bots.
But it was obviously bots.
I just leave everything unless someone's spamming, for the most part, because then you can't type because they're just filling up the entire chat. It's annoying. So then I'll just time them out. But I don't really like having a mod for the most part, because then it's like, it feels like you have to, if something goes wrong, you'll get blamed. The hosts of the channel will blame you for whatever happened.
Oh yeah, you're always, with any power comes responsibility, and the responsibility of the person who controls you to understand that it's
who said that? A very famous person by an old character. His name was Sean in Wonderland.
Kelly Coble. Kelly Coble.
I was gonna say it's that guy who does the beer commercials.
Beer commercials?
You remember the most popular guy in the world? What was it? Was it the Dos Equis commercials? I can't remember. There was a famous guy. Don't worry about it.
All he did was beer commercials?
Yeah, his real name is Jonathan Goldsmith. I actually forget the beer commercials he did.
I might be too young.
Great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Because I was thinking Spider-Man. That's where I learned it.
Oh, yes. I've heard it there too. Yeah.
I think it was Spider-Man or Superman or one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is someone drinking mouthwash?
Yes, Thomas Crown's the most interesting man in the world. Yes, I remember him from the Dos Equis commercials.
Yeah. Do you think how interesting do you find Sean in Wonderland, Ticey?
He's okay. Like I remember seeing him 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting. He did his thing. I know him and Cheap Charlie have a history because they used to do the whole poker thing together, which is totally fine. You know, I think that's how Cheap Charlie got his stint doing poker stuff.
I found a poker club in Bangkok by chance a couple years ago. That was kind of fun, but it was underground, and so it was only 100 baht buy-in. Sometimes it'd be 500 baht, but it was fun. It was like invite only. They just happened to invite me.
They invite you because they don't want you to be part of the cops that are going to bust them. So it's part of a system.
That happened once, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal. So like it was a bar, but like we would be upstairs, and they put everything away one day, and they were like, no, don't make jokes or whatever. They were like, the cops are here. They'd come in plain clothes, and I don't know what the deal was. I think it was like it would happen once in a while. It was like a regular thing, and they were just like, all they would do was just put all the poker stuff away or whatever, and I guess they were just looking for their handout. I don't know how it works.
Holy crap! Did Western Michigan just beat Boston University? I think they did. Talking high, like this is a big upset. Western Michigan not only beat Boston University, they beat Denver, which might have even been better than Boston University.
Are you talking about basketball or
no ice hockey, college hockey, the Frozen Four.
Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not into any of the college sports. No offense. Sorry.
No.
I don't mean that in a negative way.
No, you're not offending me. Like I would say, Internet Monster is a way bigger fan of hockey, college hockey, even pro hockey than I am. I like it, but I would say he's even way more knowledgeable than I am.
Oh yeah, no, he's a New Yorker, Jersey guy.
North Jersey guy.
Loves his hockey, definitely. I like hockey too, ice hockey.
Yeah,
it's tough. I would say it's probably more. I don't know. What would you say is the most skilled American
baseball? You have to have a skill to hit it. You have to have a skill to hit a baseball. That's one of the most important.
Popcorn and bubble gum in the dugout most of the time.
But the ability to hit a baseball is actually way harder than hitting a 3-pointer in basketball. It's harder than shooting a puck in hockey. As a pure, you either have it or you don't.
I would say quarterback for NFL.
No. Okay, we're talking about different things then.
I don't know. I'm just thinking who would have to do the most training and upkeep, to sort of lead the team.
Okay.
Maybe goalies also for NHL. I don't know. Depends.
Who would have to do the most training? So you would have to immediately go to each sport and look at what is the most important.
Tennis would be quite hardcore. But that's international mostly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I still think.
Did you know I found out for golf, they don't test you for drugs?
Well, why should they test you?
For any professional sport, you usually get drug tested. So that's how Tiger Woods. I only found this out recently. I don't know. It's just a random thing I'm saying, but so Tiger Woods was doing all these pills and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was getting away with it. And this was when he kept winning Green Jacket. And I'm starting to think he did a lot of those pills because it kept him calm and steady when he swung the club. Maybe, I don't know.
No, you're bringing up a good thing. Like, yeah, like maybe when he was. So when you're saying that happened, it was right around the time, the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire time, where there was just
it weren't. Those guys were taking steroids, whereas Tiger Woods was found to have a lot of prescriptions for like Valium and like Percocets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know how Valium or Percocets could ever help you do that.
Well, it would just keep you like steady, like calm, like
bigger. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
like it's a muscle relaxant. So if you're gonna putt, it would just keep you more, in my opinion, it would just keep you more relaxed. Because if you've got, all those people around you watching you, imagine and everything's all quiet. Like imagine like the nerve, like I don't know what the phrase would be, but like imagine like how nerve-wracking that would be. I'd be petrified.
Yeah, for that, I would say the nerve-wracking thing probably wouldn't be a big deal because you have actors, actresses on Broadway that do the same thing. You have hundreds of people, thousands of people watching you. I wouldn't say it has to do so much with that. In baseball, it's been proven that certain supplements that you take do improve performance, not only for the hitters. It actually, you would think like, what, you're just pitching, like why would it improve pitching? But there have been many reports that it actually affects pitching slightly, not as much as hitting, but it improves pitching as well. I remember Ricky Bottalico did a report. He used to be a reliever for the Philadelphia Phillies, and he said, yeah, it absolutely. And look at Andy Pettitte from the Yankees. But I don't want to get so much into that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the general consensus is it affects hitters positively taking these illegal things. What's now illegal. Remember, it wasn't always illegal. You go back to the 1980s, this wasn't illegal. It just became illegal over a certain period of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, I guess.
All good then.
Yeah. What else is happening?
I can't find that video on Kelly Caldwell. And
I don't know how you can watch that guy.
Is it the one where he enters the Thunderdome with Tina Turner saying, "We don't need another hero"?
No, it's where he said he did a video. Well, he did a live when he was saying he was talking about the Philippines, and he said that he's been there twice. And
to the airport?
Wait, the first time he went there.
Oh, I thought he's never been. I thought he's never been.
No, his wife is. No, he didn't go when she was there recently. But the first time he went to Cebu, and he ran into the dwarves, who are magical people.
Oh, no, not the dwarves.
The dwarves, the magical dwarves of Cebu. And they taught him powers that could make him into a multi-millionaire.
That's when he started delivering pizzas?
That's where he says, look, you have to be very careful about calling upon the powers of the dwarves. And you have to, yeah. You've got to just hear the speech. It's just incredible. But he was
a firm believer in science.
So they taught him the power to be a multi-millionaire.
Oh, not only the dwarves, not only are they small, they had a mission. They're small, but their mission is to teach humans how to make money. Because I could see how a race that's really small would just say, our goal in life is to teach our larger companions how to make money.
That's exactly it.
We don't need another hero.
No. God damn it, I wish I could find that clip. So funny.
Yeah. That Kelly Caldwell, I remember looking at someone said Edward Sweeney is really sick or something a few months back. So I searched his YouTube name and I quickly, he was in the hospital. I quickly scrolled fast through the comment section, the new comments. And it was just like people I don't know. I must have I saw quite a few comments. And the only one I recognized, though, was Kelly Caldwell. Said, "Oh, this is terrible. I hope you get better soon." And I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing in here? Like, how the hell did that guy end up in this like territory, in this genre? It's just, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I feel like him and Barry, and there was a bunch of people that just got together and were like, let's just infiltrate this genre and make as much money as we can by asking for people to give it to us. I don't know. I tried watching that guy a couple times. I lasted like 2 minutes. I was like, no.
I'm going to show you guys a clip. Have you ever seen Star Trek?
Couple times as a kid.
Okay. I'm going to show you a clip from Star Trek. This is the
one with Patrick Stewart, I think his name is.
Clip I've ever seen. I have to hold on, play. I have to pause it. This is like this is the funniest clip I've ever seen. But you have to be a fan of Star Trek to even know what this clip is.
All right.
Present.
Sean sounds very enthusiastic.
This is gonna be great. But it's great if you know anything about Star Trek. It is one of the best clips I've ever seen. How about let's try this.
We're being hailed.
Not surprising. On screen!
We do nothing wrong. We are Pakled. We are honest traders. Why do you hold us here?
Oh, we need information.
I don't know anything.
No Pakled knows anything.
You are Pakled?
Yes, we are Pakled.
Oh, then you have knowledge. You are not stupid.
Well, no, we are not stupid.
Then you will beam over and tell us what we need to know.
Oh, no, I'm afraid. I will not beam over.
Why?
You are Klingon. We are Pakled.
I do not understand you, Pakled.
It is difficult to understand.
Well, then you must come aboard our ship and explain why you are afraid to come aboard.
Yes, I will do that. I will beam over and explain.
You are a good negotiator, Captain.
Yes, we are Pakled.
You screen off.
I don't know if you guys got that. But I think if you don't hold the whole thing about the
Can we watch some Sean in Wonderland clips?
It was actually very, very funny.
Do you know? Can we watch that sexy Sean in Wonderland clip where he had the two girls in the pool and he was filming them underwater?
No, we cannot show that.
I haven't seen that.
We cannot show that. We are Paklid.
Maybe he doesn't have that channel still. I'll just check that out.
I wish he had the video up of the one where he was walking around like the Home Depot for an hour and then he just bought tape.
Videos.
It was like painting tape too. It was like masking tape. Like what the hell? And he was all proud.
He had his young girl and her girlfriend. Yeah, here it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, in the
May or Mao or something like that.
May sounds familiar.
May Mao.
May or June.
B May Mao.
Like something like that. Or when Charlie lost his wallet and everybody in the chat was spamming, call Sean. And Sean came to the rescue.
Secret. Everything is secret here. Maybe you make a petition, Sean. Yeah. How much is your coffee? Secret. Oh, okay. Yeah. What, you want to go somewhere and put coffee below my price? It's secret.
I'm just saying.
Sorry. No, but when you were off, we were having this discussion, and I was trying to explain to Sean that the thing between Sean in Wonderland and Charlie is that Sean had Charlie in a trance, and he just kept the trance going. Like, just then in that clip, sorry that I couldn't show, but in that clip, Charlie, like Sean got a coffee and Charlie said, "How much is that coffee?" And Sean went, he totally, he totally ghosted him and went, it depends. Yeah. And I'll tell you. And he just went, what did he say? How much is like, he just really mystified Charlie. Charlie was always in a mystified trance, and Sean always kept him away from the reality.
Yeah. So Sean had all the answers. He was a guru for Charlie.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, this is how it's going to go. And he was very, he would offer Charlie offerings of fruits, of mangoes and bananas. Yeah,
that he bought for pigeon feed in the market.
Yeah, that was when he was against MSG.
Mm.
That was.
I remember the big fight. Oh, MSG! I don't want to get MSG in it.
That was part of his main. He was like the new Church of Scientology. He was trying to get a group together through Charlie to be against MSG.
And the other thing was that Sean is a sea swimmer,
right?
But in that Pattaya muck. every single day swimming in that muck, and yet he was against MSG.
The sewer system it goes right into the off the beach. I heard, especially when it rains.
Everything goes into it.
Yeah.
Shit, name it.
He was swimming in it, but he was staying away from MSG.
Every day, yeah.
He said he used to go buy the best bread in the market. Yeah. He said this is top quality bread. I don't know why. It was just funny to watch. I got banned from Charlie's once temporarily because I kept saying, do you guys know? I would write in the chat. Do you guys know that Sean in Wonderland, he lives in Thailand because he's hiding out from the Mossad? And I got banned.
Wow.
Well, I was spamming it, kind of. Yeah. Well, because
Yeah.
Sean in Wonderland, he's American, but apparently his background, like, apparently he's from Iran.
It ran in Colombia.
Oh, really? I thought.
No, yeah. It ran in Colombia.
I thought it was like Iran. So I kept saying the Mossad is after him.
Yeah. My
He's
guess is the
dodgy.
Mossad is not after
Dodgy. Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Everyone leave Sean in Wonderland alone. Yeah.
Fucking dodgy bastard.
Well, it's a good thing you guys didn't have these guys against you.
Yeah, that came about. I think me and Sean were just kind of bored one day. We would sometimes slightly troll indirectly channels, and Sean LeBron said, I think it was on Pick Bosses or somewhere, where he said, has anybody heard of any Taliban music? He just started playing this random track.
That was great.
And someone said, who's doing that? Who the hell's doing that? And then I decided on my own at that point to just Google Taliban music and just pick the first thing. And I'm like, hey, it's the same song. So we both started playing it back and forth.
I love that. I remember hearing that in Thailand. I heard the story. You guys were playing it back and forth as you were being muted, so he couldn't tell who was muting it.
Yeah, and we did it. I don't know if Sean remembers. We did it on Steph once, and we kept going back and forth as Steph was talking, and Steph says, "Who keeps playing that? If you do it again, I'm gonna kick you." That's the way.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, funny stuff. COVID times. I would never go back to that lockdown StreamYards all the time type of deal though. Really messed me up. I was already messed up before.
Now that we have 11 people on, I'm going to say one last time, type 69 for a music quiz. Because if I said don't type 69, everyone would type 69.
Is your music quiz like...
music quiz is great.
Is it, what generation though is it?
80s. I'm going to say 80s. Oh, you're so young. That's a good thing. You're so young, you don't even know the 80s. You're like a 90s kid.
I know, well, you did one once on Steph's back during COVID. Yeah. And that one was a bit mixed. It had some 90s tunes in there. So I remember that. But I think Steph complained. And then you never came back.
There was an argument. And Steph
I said to Steph,
cut it short. He cut
Did
it
he
short.
die of COVID yet? No, he didn't die of COVID yet.
And he had a little temper tantrum as well.
Yeah, he's like, because if he couldn't understand, if he couldn't get the song, then he hated it, and he got pissed off at Taizi. And Taizi had spent like a week putting together this quiz.
Yeah,
I would not doubt that. Yes,
you disagreed on points. How you award the points?
Yes, I said 3 points for the first person, 2 points for the next. He's like, "Fuck you! Why would you give 2 points for the other person?" Well, they got the name of the song.
I enjoyed some of those quizzes, but then he got to a point where Steph started doing literally the same quiz with the same songs or the same like whatever. like 3 days in a row, and the chat would be like, "Steph, you've done this quiz already. You did it yesterday," and he was ignoring the chat. So people were just like, "Ugh."
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it'd be like the Pixies. I remember the Pixies. Like,
does anybody know what the song is? Yes, you played it 1,000 times.
I have no idea who the Pixies even are, but I do remember the Pixies as part of the game. I'll be right back, and then we could do a final quiz, or maybe we don't do a quiz. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, don't forget to mute. Yeah, those days were fun. Those days were funny, talking back and forth about Sean in Wonderland. I started off in the genre about when Charlie started going live and he started doing live streams. I put in the chat, and this is just as he started, like Cobble was not around and stuff, and he just started collecting the odd super chat. And this was, I think, Chuck Wow was there and stuff. And I said, did anyone hear Sean in Wonderland has passed away? And so a couple other people go, Sean died? Oh no. And the whole chat would start spamming, rest in peace, Sean in Wonderland. And it went on for like a good 10, 15 minutes. And finally, Charlie had to address it. And he goes, guys, I don't know if we should be jumping to conclusions about Sean being dead. Remember
That's funny.
Remember that one time when people were saying that he died in the Philippines? I started laughing. I don't know. It was funny. It was funny at the time. It may not sound funny now.
And like he's a pillar of the community.
Yeah, but everyone like it was just like the chat was just rolling like fast with it. Rest in peace, Sean. Charlie was all confused.
Oh, the good old days.
Oh damn! Where did my pants go?
Yeah. Do you remember when he slipped in the market?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible.
It was a terrible thing.
He was getting fish head for fish head soup.
Yep. Yeah. He was ignoring the MSG.
Guys, you want MSG? And he said, no, never. And the guy got so angry that he spilled MSG on the floor.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. And he slipped. And
and Sean bent over to pick up the MSG to give it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he slipped.
And then everybody, there was like this like temporary like shock. Like everybody was like, what the hell? Yeah.
On the MSG. He slipped on the MSG.
Slipped on the MSG.
Very tragic.
Apparently he was in the hospital for quite a while. They say he might have been in a coma. I was like, no, that can't be true. But yeah, no, I do remember the supermarket stuff.
Yeah, he was fucked up majorly. All over MSG.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you're going to die of MSG. Like once you've got an aversion. You kind of.
I mean, if he wants to eat his fish heads, he can eat his fish heads. But a lot of the Thailand stuff, like the juices and pretty much all the drinks and stuff, unless he's just having like bottled water, it's all got MSG in it. Yeah, so I don't know where he's getting his fresh juice from.
That'd be interesting. Do you know that Sean makes his own yogurt?
Oh, does he really? I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Charlie's had Sean's yogurt.
I wonder what he thinks about it. Charlie doesn't seem. I thought Charlie was lactose intolerant.
No, he likes Sean's yogurt.
Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, no, I can see that because he looks up to because he used to have a lot of Sean's bananas and mangoes, and
he took everything.
Mm.
Everything that Sean offered.
Yeah, sometimes he used to go home with 2 big bags from Sean's place.
Yeah, it's just amazing that they met, isn't it? Just how Sean. There should be a book about that.
Yeah, actually, I don't think he's ever told that story. How did Sean and Charlie meet? It was a match made in heaven. Especially when they had the calzones at Bronx Pizza.
Well, don't say Bronx Pizza.
Oh, do you know that so Charlie and Sean would go out and he'd bring about 3 girls, and then he'd order the massive pizza, which was like 50. He'd order the biggest pizza was about $40 or something. Big wag.
In Thailand? I don't
and
$40 pizza in Thailand.
Oh, I've seen some expensive pizza at least in Bangkok. Yeah, don't go to this place called Capone's.
Don't go to the place saying $50 pizza because you're going to pay $50 for the pizza.
I mean, yeah, I was looking for hot wings and proper like pizza, and yeah, it was the biggest disappointment. I felt like crying afterwards. Yeah, I had hot wings and a pizza from this place called Capone's in Bangkok. And it was like Western prices, but you got less too. Like it was only like 5 hot wings for like 600 baht. Terrible. Never again. I should have asked Sean in Wonderland if he had any advice for me when it comes to pizza. He would have said you have to make your own, free of MSG, and we would have went to the market together, and he would have showed me around. But he doesn't like to go to that market where he slipped on MSG. He's
It's one thing to hate MSG when you buy ingredients, but it's another thing to slip on it.
No, he did. Yeah. It was brutal. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Slapped to the floor it was.
And then he like disappeared, and people were like, is Sean dead? Or what the hell happened?
To me, it's like
all we know about is that he slipped on MSG.
It was
when
like
I was in Thailand, I could film people going to the koi pond in the Somerset Hotel, and they slip on the hotel and they fall in the pond with all the fish there.
Oh, really?
The fish are curious at first, but they start nibbling away.
Start nibbling at your undies.
One of the best things I ever had was being able to film from where I was staying. I just filmed people going to the koi pond in the Somerset Hotel.
Yeah.
Waiting for someone to slip and fall inside.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Don't sit beside and drop your arm there because you might pull a smaller limb up.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Fish.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could see that. That's good advice.
Have you been in one of those fish ponds where they eat the skin?
No, I haven't. I don't even think I've come across one. But if I did, I'd be maybe kind of curious to try.
Well, they have. Yeah, you haven't come. It's a big, not that long ago, but like maybe a fair while ago.
Yeah, my wife said don't do it. We don't cover piranhas.
Your health insurance.
We don't cover piranhas eating your skin.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you seen those fish where people stick their feet in?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a
Alright.
couple of videos of that.
They
Yeah.
used to have a few big tanks at the Avenue. Remember the Avenue, or maybe not?
I think
The
CC
Avenue.
did a video once with Sean in Wonderland and FBI guy. Yeah.
Oh, FBI guy. That must have been a short video.
Yeah. It was pretty short.
Yeah.
But it was worth a watch, I guess. I don't know.
But yes, the Avenue used to do it. They had the tanks there. I remember this is back in 2018, 2019, 2020.
Okay.
The last time I was there, I did not see them there. So I guess it changed at some point.
Wow,
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because
you had to go in naked?
No, you have to put your feet in. But
okay.
Like the fish they do take off whatever is on your feet, but there is some concern that it could introduce something to your body. So who knows?
Huh. Interesting.
Because they don't go, they don't separate the skin from. They don't go. I just go for.
Well, the fish in there, they feed off the dead skin.
Yeah,
so that part's.
Yeah, but mate, if fish is really hungry, they don't give a fuck how far they bite.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it has to do with what they're used to eating. I don't know.
Yeah, I would wonder if they pass on, like, let's say someone has like a sore or a cut or something. Like, is there like health issues, like in terms of passing things on to something? Yeah, exactly. Bacterial issues.
It could be. Yeah, it could be.
Something. The whole thing doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest. Like, like, I don't know. Depends how much I've been drinking. If I walked across one.
Everything we're saying, what you just said now is absolutely the best. It depends on how much we've been drinking.
Internet Monster said that
I totally agree with that.
Internet Monster said that he did it in Chiang Mai. But maybe there's a sensation. Like, can you?
When you got a hard on,
do you get sensation? Get like a little buzz or a little tickling or a little tingling?
Got a little
I don't know. I don't know how much. I don't know how much I would appreciate that. There could be.
Maybe a little tingling.
That's how we got. What is he? That's how we got his bunion. His bunion started not too long after.
Ooh. Maybe you get a bit of that. And then you go, God, it's more. Maybe they sit all day with their feet in there. Yeah.
At this Sony Ericsson, that's all my electronics have gone this week. This tablet that's just not charging anymore for some reason.
Oh, did your tablet pay an import fee?
No, they've actually taken that away this morning. Oh, I think tablets are included. I know smartphones are included.
Yeah, I heard that. Well,
I think it's smartphones and then a couple other things. But it's supposed to be just temporary to move production to other countries. Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently they do, like for Apple, for example, they do 80% in China.
Yep.
And 20%. like 15 to 20% is mixed with Vietnam and India.
Yep, that sounds right.
So they're apparently rushing to try and put everything into India. But the problem with India is they don't have the infrastructure. They're just not good when it comes to
anything.
Well, hold on. I will.
Yeah,
at this point,
pretty much.
I would say, when it comes to creating drugs, India is way better than China. Like in terms of
that's the only thing they're good at.
Yeah,
the generic
they
versions.
They creating Wegovy. Well, I don't even I say Wegovy, but whatever. India is way better than China. I would much prefer knowing a drug I got comes from India instead of China. It's not even close.
I don't think we get any meds from China. I think most of unless it's fentanyl, but I think most of the prescription meds come from India. The generic versions, at least. If you're going for brand name, then it's still Western made. But I was told multiple times by multiple pharmacists from different countries and different doctors that the generic version is just it's the same thing. It's just a marketing thing.
Oh no,
once
you're
the
right.
patent ends.
So yes, the generic version, and I'm not trying to overtalk Sean the sheep.
No, you're not.
He said the actual version comes from India, and I totally agree with that. The problem that Western states has is it's not from India, it's from China, where it's actually not from China.
Really? I thought the states don't even like Europe and stuff don't take any meds from China. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I agree that it comes from the actual generics come from India. I totally agree with that.
Because there's a lot of fake. Because I was reading around in like Southeast Asia and stuff. There's a lot of fake. You just can't. There's too much counterfeit stuff that comes out of China. That's their biggest problem. And when you're faced with prescription meds and stuff, then you don't want to take that chance. Yeah,
I agree.
The only thing, like, to be honest, they probably would be using, I don't know if they do or not, the healthcare industry, if they use even fentanyl or not, but all the fentanyl does, or most of it is coming cheaply out of China. And,
but I will tell you this. Fentanyl generally does not come out of China. What happens is the precursors to producing fentanyl comes out of China, usually goes to Mexico. So these are
it's still connected to China though, like, right? Like it's
right. So here's the second problem. There are legitimate products with these precursors that come from China, but they're actually legitimate. This is why it's really difficult to track down.
Right.
So there are precursor materials that actually do that.
Yeah. I'd be very interested actually when you go to the doctor, like when you get antibiotics or something, because they don't give it in the States, like compared to Thailand, you can just walk into a pharmacist and if you ask for like amoxicillin, for example, they'll just give you like, as an example, they'll just give you the case and you can like the actual case that it like package that it comes in. But you're getting in the States, you're getting a prescription for it with your name and everything on it, but you don't see where it's come from.
Can I actually give you a channel? I'm going to give you a channel that explains everything about this that I just told you. And you could, it's like four.
It's not called Sean in Wonderland, is it?
Peter Zeihan, that'll explain everything about the precursor stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I will give you the channel. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to give this to you, and you can look at it at your leisure, and
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, no, I'll.
And you could, and if you disagree with anything he says, I would be very interested in that, because the things he says to me, very, very interesting.
Okay.
So hold on, I'm going to try to get his. Yeah, I'll just copy it here. Now I have to. I'm no big fan of Peter Zeihan. He's way too liberal left for me. But what he said and this is actually very, very interesting, and I believe he is correct. I'll just post it here. But yeah, you could go copy that.
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
Just copy, at your own leisure.
Get back to. We'll talk about it in the next after Easter or something.
I'm way more kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
But
no, I like getting different opinions from different places.
He actually has a really good thing about the whole what's going on with the illegal drug trade.
Right.
And for that, I respect him, because I myself looked at him and I said, at the stream, it's like, yeah, he's right. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, it's bad. That's definitely something that has to be.
One thing he said that was interesting was, it's not the cartels that are actually doing this because of how cheap it is to get the precursor materials. It's the mom and pop shops in Mexico that are doing this. We would always say, as Americans, oh, it must be the cartels. They're just controlling this whole thing. But when everything becomes so cheap to do, it's not the cartels.
It's the mom and pop.
Yes. And maybe because of that, we have to look, as Americans, we have to look at why are we spending this much money to go against the cartels, not trying to
the mom and pop.
Maybe not. Maybe just saying to Americans.
It's probably a disguise. It's probably like mom and pop is probably not even like mom and pop. It's it just, they make it sound like that. It just be a whole scam.
Well, maybe it's about how you could do so much damage in one garage. You don't need 30, 40 garages in a row to do this stuff. All this is just one garage.
Yeah.
So I would say my best advice to you about this would be Peter Zeihan. Like I'm not the hugest Peter Zeihan. Like sometimes I think his advice is very unpredictable, but in this case, I actually agree with him.
Right. Yeah. I watched a short video or sort of a documentary a few months back when Assad fell in Syria.
Yeah.
And they were showing the factories that the Assad government had. They were punching out a bunch of I can't remember what kind of pills there were. I think like Adderall or something like they were something like that for like pennies, but they were selling it in the underground international market, and most of that stuff was coming to the West. So it's interesting to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I understand what you're saying, and I actually think most governments do have some sort of underground operation.
Oh yeah, easily. The CIA is full of all that stuff. I don't mean to sound conspiracy like, but there's a lot of weird. They're not in there for everyone's best interests.
Yes, I would agree. Just like our government, maybe they're not interested.
No government is, but that's it's kind of why I don't vote, in my opinion.
Well, okay. I would say never use that as an excuse to not vote. maybe.
Well, I think of it as in a different way though. Psychological. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but sorry, no, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
I was just saying, maybe it doesn't motivate you to vote because of all the
True.
stuff that's happened.
I see it as a form of protest. I think Australia is the only Western government where it's mandatory to vote. I don't like that, but you can vote online. But I would just, if you're voting online, then you can't. I think the last time I voted, I wrote.
Do you think being mandatory to vote is a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's good.
I think it's a great thing.
I think it's terrible.
Oh, no. Okay. I actually think it's a great thing.
You can turn up and tear up police.
Look at Russia. They have depoliticized their whole economy, their whole people. They've depoliticized them. They don't have to actually vote for anything.
Yeah, but when you're forced to vote for the least stinkiest pile of shit, then isn't that kind of like the same?
You can actually wipe your bum with the vote card.
Not when you depoliticize. When you depoliticize, and if you depoliticize, you're telling half the population you don't have to vote, so don't worry about it.
I like that because most people don't do their research.
Imagine half the Russian population saying, "I am not going to vote because I don't have to vote."
But Taizim,
on voting day, there's always a barbecue.
That would create.
You have sausage. You get a sausage,
and you get donuts, Dunkin' Donuts.
You get a sausage in a roll. You get a sausage in a roll. For really cheap, like for $2, which is about $1 US.
And you get a sticker that you can put on your chest that says "I voted."
If you want, you do.
Then you can get beat up.
But it means who doesn't want a sausage in a roll? For practically nothing.
I think to be fair,
the Mercedes convertible.
So let's say it's mandatory to vote. The majority of the population in all other Western countries are so lazy; they don't do their research, and so democracies or parties, will say, left-wing, right-wing parties or whatever, they take advantage of that. They know that people are very short attention. Their attention span is very short, so that's why they'd rather go, hey, let's get a Hollywood celebrity over and sing a song, and while I kiss a baby or something, and that'll make me look better.
Yeah,
and people will go, yeah, I want to vote for that person, but why though? I mean, do you actually look at what their policies are or what their party stands for or anything like that? Or are you just looking at going, oh, that's the guy that I like because he's got charisma and
oh god, that's actually what happens most of the time.
Exactly. That's why I don't think that making voting mandatory is a good idea. That's my main thing. I see it as not voting as a form of protest, that things just aren't, they don't work.
What do you think about the totally opposite part of the spectrum saying, if you don't conform to this and this and this, you're not even allowed to vote?
Well, prisoners aren't allowed to vote, which I think is a good thing.
Well, now we have prisoners of felonies not allowed to vote. But what do you think about prisoners about stealing a candy bar? Should they be allowed to vote?
They're generally not put in jail.
No. That has nothing to do with whatever the state says. Maybe the state says, well,
do you mean if you have a record?
We control the state. Maybe people who are stealing and other minor crimes, Now they cannot vote for 3 years. And 3 years is important because if you do 3 years, they cannot vote pretty much through the next presidential election.
Well, if any party did not like that, then they have the ability to change it. Because generally, in most Western countries, in democracies, it switches back and forth.
Okay, so you say you brought up a really good point. They have the ability to change it, but what if the state's law says no? It's only up to the party in power to even create the ability to say we could vote on this.
Then we have the Supreme Court.
Also. No, not the Supreme Court.
You could take it to the Supreme Court, right?
You can't do that. Yeah.
But even that's becoming
the way the current laws are written. You could not do that. But
okay.
But I would say, unfortunately, and this is kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time, of the laws in each state to determine voting laws of who could vote, what is good. It's actually determined at the state level, not the federal.
Okay. Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Huh.
No, but it's okay. I'm not saying this. I'm not some pro-liberal thing.
No, you mentioned before that you're not.
Sanders or AOC.
Right.
But what I have seen being done is totally on the opposite side. But it's okay.
Okay, so would you
all work out in the end?
Exactly. I mean, it's just a back and forth pretty much, but isn't that what a democracy is all about? No one's ever going to agree.
No. Democracy means that you have the right to vote. But when people are trying to pass laws that say you cannot vote, let's say you cannot vote because you got a misdemeanor in stealing a $2 soda.
Yeah, but
in the chat, Thomas Crown says in the chat, entry would essentially put the outcome of elections in the hands of the dumbest citizens who can't be bothered to vote otherwise.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, me neither.
It's actually an interesting question, but
so he's saying that
the
dumbest people will be forced to vote.
Oh, okay, yeah. His argument is, well, not calling it an argument. His saying is sort of similar to mine. It'll force people that just don't do their research, and they're just going to vote for the person that, who has the best charisma. Maybe they came home from work and then they saw on TV some politician kissing a baby. Then, okay, I'm going to vote for that guy. But you haven't looked at what they stand for, and you haven't seen what the other person does. Well, and that's where the biased media comes into play, in my opinion, where it's just gotten all out of hand. I get it. I'm not trying to be one-sided, but I just think that
I would say he actually did not say it would make them vote to the most charismatic person.
I've read that before.
It's actually probably he'd be more inclined to say they're going to vote the way that the people who in their lives have voted. It would be more influenced by that, not the most charismatic candidate.
And see, I get what you're saying, but I disagree, because Obama was very popular and got elected, and a lot of it had to do with he was very charismatic. You may know a lot about his
Trump.
Well, See, Trump was more. Trump gets elected because he's more outspoken. Things start to eat away at their personal life, like inflation, for example, and COVID were two of the biggest things in the last little while, where Trump would use swear words, and that actually helped him, getting him assassinated on camera. Almost assassinated on camera. That all that stuff helps, where people go, I'm gonna vote for that guy. Because
about this. Because my guess is there's no way. Well, there's no way. We'll talk about it.
When the assassination attempt happened, that's when he won the election. But the problem with the Democrats was that they
the problem with the Democrats
that Biden
was that you have a minority woman running.
No, Biden didn't. They didn't have an election of who ran after Biden. Like, if they had to pick somebody after Biden, and they probably would have gone with Kamala Harris. But
they had no choice. I think they didn't want to, but it was so late that they kind of, and that's how it's done, right? She's the vice president, so
yeah. So
he didn't. But the thing is, the Trump core supporters have been saying it for the longest time, and no one seems to talk about it. Is Biden? People saying, "Oh, Trump's losing it in his head or whatever," but look, Biden's has always not been all up there in his head. People have been saying that, and everyone's been ignoring it. And then they saw when the debate happened, everyone went, "Oh my god!"
So you brought up the keyword debate. Yes, that is where everything shifted course. You're not wrong. You're absolutely
I think the election would have been a lot more closer.
Exactly why everything changed. It was that debate where Biden looked terrible.
And again, and like I said, it's not about policies. It's about people are watching someone's demeanor, how they're dressed, how they're going to be criticized.
Right, but it wasn't. It wasn't the Trump supporters. It wasn't the Biden. It wasn't the.
There was
Biden,
no audience
in there. It was the middle. The what do you call them? The this is what Cheap Charlie calls themselves. It starts with an I. The intermediate. I don't even know what it's called. This is where the whole thing starts.
Like the people that aren't for any, like just like the independents, or
independence. Yeah, that's it. Independence. Okay. That's where the whole thing came apart.
Right.
If you look before the thing where Biden and Trump did the debate, all the independents had their own point of view. But after the debate, I would say like 80% of the independents went for Trump. Only 20% still went for Biden. And later turned out to be Kamala.
Yeah.
And Kamala is not going to get a whole lot of support, as much as she did. And I think she did actually a good job. But as much as she did,
I think she did a good job for what she didn't expect to be put in a position of. Vice president is generally just a symbolic role.
I agree. I agree. Yes.
And she's not a good public speaker, in my opinion. I think she stinks, but she did like.
Yeah. Actually, when you say she's not a good public speaker, and there's a reason. Like, if you have a whiny voice, that comes through.
Yeah, I know that personally.
I do agree with that.
But yeah, apparently she spent for the debate. I read they spent like a month close to a month in a hotel room or something, practicing the debate, and they even had a mock-up of Donald Trump debating with her. That's how they put it. But people don't like that. Not that most people don't pay attention to that, but
most
people don't like that robotic.
So her biggest problem, I agree. Her biggest problem is her voice, the way she talks. That, I mean, talking about someone that voted for her over Donald Trump, I would say that is her biggest problem.
Right. And I don't think
the voice, the biggest problem.
Yeah. And to be honest, Taizi and Sean, I don't think Western countries are ready for female leaders.
Yeah, and you could argue not only for female leaders, but female leaders that even have saying anything about anti-Israel, pro-Hamas, or pro-Palestinian, which is how she's viewed. That is a big thing.
Right. Yeah.
The United States, especially the United States, is not ready for that.
Wait, sorry. Can you repeat that last? Can you?
Yeah. The concept of being anti-Israel, I'm not even going to say from Hamas. Let's say pro-Palestinian.
Pro-Palestine. Yeah.
The general U.S. population is not ready for that.
Yeah, but and like I said before, because a lot of them are, I don't know if the word is educated or they don't know enough to make a decision, a proper free speech, independent decision on what they think. They're just looking to be told what to say or do, or I don't care. It's kind of like, oh, I love eating chicken or I love eating meat, but oh my God, I don't want to, those poor cows and those poor I don't want to see that. I don't want to see them getting killed type of deal. But yet it's okay to eat the meat though. As long as I don't see it, it's okay. It's a lot of it's psychological, and that's what parties and politicians and democracy, in my opinion, over the years have taken a hold of, and it's like, I hate to use the word brainwash, but that's the only thing I can think of where I don't want to sound conspiracy like.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to say this is exactly what Sean was saying. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Yeah.
You're going to have to live with that for the next 2 years.
One of the things in Trump's first term that he naturally did was because he spoke without being told what to say, and he was doing interviews, and he would say, I ate KFC the other day. I ate McDonald's the other day. McDonald's started sponsoring.
Luckily, Trump would say, I ate McDonald's for the last 50 years.
Well, he's got the best. The thing is, they got the best doctors. They all got personal doctors.
Oh, don't talk about Ronnie Jackson. He's the worst doctor of all time, Ronnie Jackson. And
but look at
Ronnie Jackson. Yeah.
I think Bush Jr. and Senior Bush both had bypasses and lived to be like the personal health care that they get is amazing.
It turns out if you're a president, you actually get really good health care.
Yeah. That's a pretty good benefit.
Yeah.
In the package.
Right, I'm going to bed because I'm really tired.
Yeah, you've been up. It's past your bedtime. I get
it is. But Sean the Sheep, I thank you as always as one of my favorite guests.
That's nice to say. Thank you. I like coming on and talking to you.
I hope I am one of your favorite guests to talk to you because
you'll have to do.
I love talking to you. It doesn't matter what it's about. I love talking to you.
Thank you. That's a nice thing to say.
I hope you let me on anytime.
I don't stream, but I will.
I hope you let me on because I love talking to you. The creativity of talking to you and different things. It's awesome.
Yeah, we'll do another one soon. We'll do it. We got to do a music quiz and a chess match. And even though I suck at chess now,
okay. As long as you don't suck, as I'm trying to get my life together.
We all are. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you. No,
thank you for letting me on.
I really enjoy, and just to let you know, I really enjoy having you on. Thank you.
Next time we'll talk about Costco and whether deflation is hitting Costco and whether that's a good stock to invest your money in.
You know what? I can tell you this right now. You know what we should invest in Costco? They sell gold.
Yep. And they're selling out like crazy.
Invest 2,000 to 3,000 in their gold right now. I think a year from now we're going to say our investments went up, not down. But just me.
It's I hear what you're saying, but it's very it's tough with Trump. You don't know what's gonna happen with the bonds and stuff because the last time gold shot up was 2008, and I put a decent amount of money in silver and gold, and I just got pissed off because it wasn't doing much for so many years when I could have been putting it in other places that were making money. But now I think possibly we're seeing a point where gold might be shooting up again, catching up with inflation, maybe, or I don't know.
Yeah. So what you just said, patching with inflation, that is an inherent property of gold.
Yeah,
because it's not just one currency why it shoots up; it's multiple currencies.
Because silver should also. I haven't checked the price of silver. I got rid of a bunch of my silver, but that should have been past $50 an ounce quite a while ago, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm keeping you on, but yeah.
No, I agree. I think that the two of the best commodities are silver and gold. It's very safe from.
Yeah, it's a safe haven. But what about crypto? Are you a crypto? Do you know about crypto or anything like that?
I know. Yes.
Don't ever have a conversation with Matt about Oz.
I know a lot about crypto. I would not invest in crypto.
I agree with you. I have made some money from it, but I don't think that that's a whole different discussion. That's a long discussion. But if you're familiar with
if it's not blockchain, you could have thousands instead of tens of people. You have thousands of people.
But that has its own
and that has a huge risk.
Yes, but that also has its own potentials as well, because then that gives people this is the thing too. You got to look at what's not regulated by the government. So yeah, go ahead.
Can I say Thomas Crown says gold is up 7.9% on average over the last 15 years.
Yes, Thomas Crown is absolutely right.
That's better.
He's not talking about 7.9% from 15 years. He's saying 7.9% per year.
It's just not as much as the stock markets.
But when you add in also the middlemen and capital gains, and it's not really. I guess diversify that. I don't know. That's the best way I can.
I would say gold has been. We can look at the past. We say gold has been one of the best investments. It actually has been one of the best investments. If you asked me 15 years ago, I would say silver is better than gold. But yeah, I think gold is better than silver.
I would agree with you, but I personally think it's I don't know. It sounds stupid, but I think the number should be so much higher than what it is. And I got to the point where I just said, forget it. You're better off. Look at the Swedish, Switzerland. What's their currency? Yeah, I just figured that's a safe haven. That's going up. They don't they never took the euro in, and that's always been a goal and a safe haven as well. They've always been neutral with that type of thing, and that's apparently you don't hear about it, where people have been putting their money in. And I'm thinking, I don't know if you guys know Wise.
Well,
I just got
some of it has to do with how much each country deflates their currency by printing more money. And when you hear the word printing more money, you're pretty much like, pretty much every country prints more money. Who does it more than others? And that's why metals that are very, very hard to produce in the lab, you can say, oh, we could produce diamonds in the lab, but it's hard to produce gold and silver in the lab.
But we're recycling a lot of it now too. We're finding better ways to make as the price goes up. All the electronics, and Musk, the way he talks.
Musk.
Yeah, he wants to do the space exploration where a lot of it mining of the gold and silver. And sorry, maybe that's why he wants to send people to Mars. He's gonna say, "Hey, check to see if there's any gold and silver."
I would like to send him to Mars, but not with any scientific team.
You have you really quickly. Sorry, you watched 60 Minutes before, right?
Very many times, yes.
Yeah, you should watch, if you don't watch, the one with Musk and his first wife.
His first wife.
Yeah, where he had like 6 kids with her, and and got married with her within 2 months.
Yeah,
you can.
I think he's up to like 12 or 13 kids.
Yeah,
He
he's the most. I forgot why I researched it, but he's the most. He's considered a celebrity, so he's the most famous person with the most kids. Yeah. So.
Kids does he have?
I think he has over 10 or something like that, or he's gone through three wives and one partner or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't even remember the names of his kids, so now
they're all numbers
by individual letters of the alphabet. I think his latest one is X.
Yeah, I think he does do some mistakes.
He can't even remember his kid's name.
It's like, imagine buying Pepsi and changing the name of Pepsi to
Pep.
Yeah, then that's gonna hurt the industry, because people are gonna, I want to buy this new thing or whatever. He's not thinking psychological. I don't have a Twitter account or an X account. I don't plan on having one, but I do see it as an interesting tool for up-to-date news and stuff like that. And I thought changing the name from Twitter to X was a terrible idea. But that I said it from the very beginning, and it's happening right now. Him and Trump, they won't have a falling out, but Musk will leave the administration within a year and a half from.
Yeah. Well, he's going to leave within 20 days. He's going to leave. Trump is going to.
Yeah, then that's even more. Then too bad I couldn't bet. That's why I love England. You can bet money on things like that on the bookies. You can pretty much go in.
There's laws in the U.S. how long you could have someone to do something. So I think there's like 20 days left.
It does seem like he's being pushed out, but at the same time, what effect will that have? I think if he waits around a lot longer, I think Trump wants him around still, but
oh no, Trump loves him. Oh, Trump loves him. He views him as an asset to contribute money to any political thing in the next 2 years.
Lobbying.
Yeah, and remember, that's a great word, because you look at the Wisconsin, what happened just in Wisconsin.
Right. With the
that was exactly. Elon Musk contributed almost $20 million of his own money for this race, and Trump absolutely wants him to continue that. So how do you do that? you cannot get rid of Donald. You cannot, as Donald Trump, you could not get rid of Elon Musk in that space. You could only say your work here in this Doge thing is not going to work anymore, but I want to keep you. So continue to do what we want to do. So he's going to continue to use Elon Musk to spend Elon Musk's own money for.
I think they're using each other, to be honest, for their own.
Oh yes. That's
SpaceX
exactly
and I mean, there's so many Mars. The mission to Mars keeps getting postponed. Now all of a sudden, it's supposed to happen next year or something like, or 2028 or something like that, which is 2 years away, and that's under Trump's term. So it'll be.
So I don't know. I agree. I certainly agree with your premise that Elon Musk would want to use Trump, but is it in the space of space that you say, or is it in the space of, Verizon that just got denied a contract, and then maybe one of Elon Musk's other businesses could take over? That would be more.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine type of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be. But for him to leave, so I knew he would leave eventually. I still think it won't be within 20 days. I still think he'll try and hold, like it'll be like the summer, maybe, or the fall.
So there's actually a federal law that says that. How long someone could be an appointee of the president.
Really?
Yeah.
But he can get fired though, right? Technically, and then
I wouldn't say fired. I do have to go to the bathroom, but there is actually a limit. And when I come back, maybe we can find out.
Okay. In the meantime, Sean's gonna play a song. I don't.
Song, all right. Okay, let's play a song.
Are you good with acoustic? Well, actually, no. I don't want to be bossy. Do whatever you want. That was pretty good. That sounded like an ending to a Coen movies, like something that the Coen brothers would pick up. They do great movies. Almost like what makes you think, like, wow.
Wow. Okay, let's switch to another guitar and we'll tune up. We'll do.
Okay, I gotta go to bed. Like at some point, I have to eat dinner.
Oh, you haven't eaten? I thought you went down or upstairs to get something.
Yeah, I brought it up here. I ate it, but now I'm hungry.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll stay on until Sean stays on. We'll go backstage.
I want to thank everyone.
Won't you let me
Sean, I'm about to thank you.
Yes, I
don't know how much I can handle Sean singing.
Sean the Prawn. I want to thank you for coming on.
Is waiting.
Yeah, no, thanks. Thank you, Tyzy. I enjoyed it.
Don't go yet. I want to thank you too, Sean Sheep.
See the stars between you and me, and Mars, where I'm not crazy. Tell me when to go to sleep, 'cause I don't know.
And I want to thank you too, Internet Monster.
Thank you.
You know what I just realized? I'm stirring a half a glass of beer here. It's the same color as gold.
I love that color.
And they do say if things ever go AWOL, like anarchy style, futuristic type of things, gold and silver won't matter. It'll be, and neither will, well, maybe guns, I don't know, but depending where you are, but it'll be alcohol. That'll be the number one commodity.
Oh, okay. That's better. You have a better, the reasoning I got was you go to Taco Bell and get the mango juice. It'll let you survive for at least a week.
So you're saying if things hit the fan and everyone starts running out the door, they're all going to Taco Bell? Like
it's Taco Bell. You get a large Taco Bell like drink, it'll let you last for a week. How do you ever not say that's the best advice ever?
Wait till you get diabetes.
Yeah, but apparently in diabetes, you just go to the Taco Bell. You get the large drink and you're good.
I did that once. Yeah, I did that once. Sorry, Sean. I did that in Bangkok once. It was like 2 a.m. I had been drinking 3 a.m. and it was very rare. And I decided to order Taco Bell to grab because it's so cheap. And I waited. I watched the guy on the GPS because then I started to get tired and I wanted to go to bed. It took like 45 minutes for the guy to show up, and it wasn't that far away. It looked like
because the guy getting your order had diabetes, and he just kind of said, "I'm not going to do anything right now."
Yeah, he didn't care. It was just, and I was like, I don't know why I did this, but man, did I ever wolf that thing down. I wasn't healthy at all. I think that took 3 years off my life.
Oh, I know all about taking. Should I keep the stream on? You guys like the stream, or should I turn it off?
Well, if we're gonna leave eventually, so then it'll just be on its own. So you probably best to turn it off, and then if Sean wants to stay on, we can talk backstage or for a bit, or
all good.
Yeah, or we'll just head out.
Whatever you guys want. And then I'm gonna say whatever you guys want, and then I'm gonna do whatever I want. That's how it works.
All right. Well, don't get the new business membership from Costco to rip off. I'm just
I like Costco. I don't even know the new business membership.
I saw an article. I didn't click on it, but I've been seeing it all week from the tariffs and stuff, and they're saying Costco is a safe haven or whatever. But they kept showing the $1.50 hot dog.
I love the $1.50 hot dog.
And they keep saying they're never going to raise that. They're never, because it used to be $1. Then they put it up like
it's been $1.50 for a while, but you get not only the hot dog, you get the soda too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, where else in the world
into your cup as you want?
Yeah, that's true. And where else in the world can you get that type of deal and product, knowing that it's and you know that like through safety mechanisms and stuff like health inspections and stuff, you're not gonna you're probably not gonna get sick off of it, but you got to eat a hot dog. But sometimes
I agree.
Costco with the family and on the weekend and a day out, having a hot dog and a soda afterwards is kind of fun. I tell you, the stock will skyrocket once Costco starts applying for draft beer or something at their takeout area.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Sean.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean the Prawn.
Thank you. Yeah, to both of you.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to bed because eventually my wife's gonna come in the room and say, "I want sex tonight," and I have to be like totally ready, which is not gonna happen right now.
Yeah, I usually just watch porn.
Yeah. Well, because we don't have a real life to come in. Yeah.
Or sometimes I mow the lawn.
Yeah.
It can be fun.
This is what I have to do. I'm sorry, guys, but
Nope,
we're gonna
don't be sorry.
try to come on soon for the official music quiz, which was gonna happen tonight, but did not happen because the power went out in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And if you don't know that part of the story, you just have to log on earlier.
Easter weekend. We'll all hang out on Easter weekend if you're around. If you guys are around, we'll
Maybe.
do something.
Yeah.
Because that's next week. That's next weekend, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Right now, I don't know. I got invites to go to somewhere, but we will see.
All right.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you. Even Internet Monster, who is a pain in my ass, he was really cool tonight. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.